Hello viewers, welcome to this exciting video. In this video, we will be looking at the 2020 Mathematics Paper 2 GCE paper question 2b. Question 2b is entirely based on geometric progression. And the question reads, the sum of n terms of a geometric progression is given by 10 minus 10 over 2 to the power n. The sum of n terms of a geometric progression is given by 10 minus 10 over 2 to the power n. Find 1. The sum of the first 4 terms of this geometric progression. So the question requires us to find the sum of the first 4 terms of the geometric progression. So the first 4 terms, okay, before we even go there, we are told that the sum of n terms is equal to 10 minus 10 over 2 to the power n. But in our question, we are now restricted to the sum of the first 4. So wherever there is n, we are going to replace the n with the 4. So the sum of the first 4 terms is equal to 10 minus 10 over 2 to the power 4. Now, what is 2 to the power 4? 2 to the power 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So 2 to the power 4 is equal to 16. So we're going to have sum of the first 4 terms is equal to 10 minus 10 over 16. Alright, so now that we've reached this part, we now just deal with the fraction, which is 10 minus 10 over 16. So how do we do that? This one over 1. Then we look for a common denominator, which will be 16. 1 into 16 is 16. 16 times 10 is 160. Minus 16 into 16 is 1. 1 times 10 is 10. So we now have 160 minus 10. 160 minus 10 will give us 150. So this is going to be 150 over 16. Okay, at this point we now we are advised to actually leave it in fraction form, but we need to actually simplify this further. So 16 into 150. 16 into 150 goes in there 9 times. Okay, remainder, what we remain with is a 6. So it is going to be 6 over 16. But 6 over 16, 2 can go into 6, 2 can go into 16. So 2 into 6 is 3. 2 into 16 is 8. So we'll have 3 over 8. So 9, 3 over 8. This is the sum of the first 4 terms. 9, 3 over 8. 9, 3 over 8. We go to the second question. And the second question is saying the first term. How do we find the first term? Now, if you add the first 4 terms and you get 9 point something, it means that the same formula can be used to find the first 3 terms, the first 2 terms. It can also be used to find the first term, because the sum of the first term is the first term itself. So we can therefore assume that the sum of the first term is equal to the first term itself. And what is the sum of the first term? The sum of the first term is equal to 10 minus 10 over 2 to the power 1. So we are saying all this is equal to the first term. So we now change from sum of first to just the first term. So the first term is equal to 10 minus 10 over 2 to the power 1 is 2. So any number raised to the power 1 is itself. So 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 10, 5. So we'll have 5 over 1, which is 5. So the first term, a, is equal to 10 minus 5. What is 10 minus 5? 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. Therefore, the first term is equal to 5. So the first term is equal to 5. And we have found the value of the first term. We go to the third question, which is saying find the first 4 terms. So we need to find the first term, the second term, the third term, and the fourth term. And this can even help us validate whether the answer we found in A is actually true. Okay? It will help us validate whether the answer found in A is actually true. So how do we go about this? We have the first term, okay? We don't have the second, the third, and the fourth term. So what we can do is, here, we can first find the sum of the first 2 terms. Then from the sum of the first 2 terms, we can remove the first term. If we remove the first term, it will leave us with the second term. Now, talking will not actually show us what we really mean. So we first start by finding the sum of the first 2 terms. So sum of the first 2 terms is equal to 10 minus 10 over 2 to the power 2. Again, 2 to the power 2 is 2 times 2. This is equal to 4. So 2 to the power 2 is equal to 4. So this is equal to 10 minus 10 over 4. So 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 10 is 5. So we now have 5 over 2. So we have 10 minus 5 over 2. We look for a common denominator, which is 2. And here there is 1. So 1 into 2 is 2. 2 times 20. 2 times 10 is 20 minus 2 into 2, 5. 2 into 2, 1. 1 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. So 5. 20 minus 5. What is 20 minus 5? 20 minus 5 is 15 over 2. But what is 15 over 2? 15 over 2 is 7, 1 over 2. So 7, 1 over 2. This is the sum of the first 2 terms. So for us to find the second term, what we do is, so to find the sum of the first 2 terms, so sum of the first 2 terms is equal to the first term, okay? The first term plus the second term. But we have the first term and we have the sum. So we have this and we have this. So we can say 7, 1 over 2 is equal to 5 plus the second term. So the second term therefore becomes 7, 1 over 2 minus 5. Okay? So this, we know that 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. 15 over 2. So we're going to have 15 over 2 minus 5. Again, 5 is 5 over 1. A common denominator is 2. So 2 into 2 is 1. 1 times 15 is 15 minus. Okay, so we have 1 into 2. 2 times 5 is 10. So we have 15 minus 10. 15 minus 10 is 5. Okay, 5 over 2. 5 over 2. 2 into 5. 2 into 5 is 2. Remainder 2. 2 into 5 is 2. Remainder 1 over 2. So this is our second term. So this is our second term. So the second term is 2 1 over 2. Then for us to find the third term and the fourth term, we need to look to find R, which is the ratio. Okay, so the ratio will be, what is the ratio of the second term over the first term? So we're now going to have R is equal to the first term over the second term. So what is it? The first term. The first term is 5. The second term is 2. 1 over 2. So no. Sorry. The ratio is the second term over the first term. So the first term is 2 1 over 2 over the first term is 5. So what we're going to have here is 2 over 2 1 over 2, which in decimal is just 2.5 over 5. This is going to give us 2.5 can go into 2.5 one time, then 2.5 can go into 5 two times. So this is basically just 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 2. So the ratio is 1 over 2. Then we can now use the ratio to find the third and the fourth term. So the nth term is equal to the first term multiplied by the ratio raised to n minus 1. Okay, so this is just the general formula for geometric progression for finding the nth term. So for t is t3, which is the third term, we have 5 open bracket 1 over 2 raised to the power, since it's 3, it will be 3 minus 1. So this is 5 open bracket 1 over 2 raised to the power 2. So how do we handle this one? So it is going to be 5 open bracket 1 squared is 1 over 2 to the power 2. So this is what we are now going to use. So it's going to be 5 open bracket 1 over 2 to the power 2 is 4. So we now multiply 5 times 1 then over 4. So we're going to have 5 over 4. So 5 over 4. What is 5 over 4? 4 into 5 can go in, 4 can go into 5 one time, and with a remainder of 1 over 4. So this is the third term. So this is the third term. 1 over 4 is the third term. 1 over 4 is the third term. We look at the fourth term, which also starts with a r to the power n minus 1, which will be equal to 5 open bracket 1 over 2 close bracket raised to the power 4 minus 1. So this will become 5 open bracket 1 over 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we raise each and every one of these in a fraction to the power 3. So which is 5 open bracket 1 to the power 3 is 1 over 2 to the power 3. So 2 to the power 3, what is 2 to the power 3? Is 2 times 2 times 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. So this is going to be 5 open bracket 1 over 8. So that is what we're going to have. Then 5 multiply by 1, then divide by 8. So it is going to be 5 over 8. What is 5 over 8? 5 over 8 is actually a proper fraction. So this is our fourth term. So therefore, the fourth term is equal to 5 over 8. So this is our fourth term. Now, just to prove that whatever you have been doing is the correct thing, you can now just add 5 over 8 plus 1 over 4 plus the second term, which is half. Okay, no, the second term, which is the second term is 2, 1 over 2, and the first term, which is 5. So you actually find that you will still get what we found as the sum of the first 4. So it will be 5 plus 2.5 plus 1.37 something plus the 5 over 8 to give you 9.93 over 8. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more questions in mathematics on geometric progression. So the next question will be the revision of the geometric progression in the 2019 paper. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe.